Hello YouTube, what is good? So in this video I will be showing you something about libraries. Now libraries is something useful what you can use in Photoshop. So once you have a certain amount of color layers, let's say, when you put them in libraries, you can easily reapply them on future images. See them as some sort of preset, but with layers in Photoshop. So you see the image from Celine on the screen at the moment. And well, let's just disable these layers. So this is a final retouched image. And in the end, the color toning I did on it was a curves, which creates let me make this a little bit bigger. So you can see we put some magenta in the shadows and some green in the highlights. And then we have another selective color which adjusted the reds a little bit by introducing a little bit more red in them and making them a bit more darker. And then we have this layer, which is to emphasize the blue makeup on the eyes, but since there's not a lot of eyeshadow visible, I'm gonna disable this, but I'm gonna make sure that this layer is empty. And then on top of that, I reduced the brightness of the entire image by using a curves layer and lowering the highlight point here. So that's it. But now I want to reapply these settings. So these 4 layers, I want to reuse them on a future image where I use the same settings in regards of the same background, the same light. Or even just to have some options when I'm playing around with, let's see what we can do. So this one, this one, this one, and then this one. Now for some reason this one has to be clean, so I'm gonna, by holding down the Alt key, I can see the mask on a certain layer, and I can see that the eyeshadow is painted in but not on a proper way. So I'm gonna delete everything and then fill it back with black to make sure that the effect we applied is nowhere visible. But I want to take this layer into account for future images where the eyeshadow will be visible. So these 4 layers, I'm gonna group them and I'm gonna call them orange toning, orange background. So I know in the future that this is the folder I need to apply on my images. Now, what you can do is, if you got another image open, you can do right click, copy the group to the document that is open. But a way easier method is just to open your libraries. They are open here at my screen, but if they're not visible, go to Window, go to Libraries. I've just disabled them, so go to Libraries, drag them out, or you can leave them in, whatever you prefer. And you can see here already I got a lot of them in there. Now this one, to add it to the library stack, the only thing you need to do is just click on the group and drag it in. Give Photoshop some time to produce it, and then you get orange toning, orange background. Now if you do this to reapply it on a certain image, you will get a weird square going on. So we don't want this. We want to hold down the Alt key, really important, hold down the Alt key and drag it on top of the image. So now you can see that there's a new group with the same layers in it. So that's an easy fix. Now this means if we got, for instance, I got a garden outside with bamboo in it, I know that when I apply these settings on a specific image shot outside, this will introduce a lot of layers. Now for this for instance is shadow play yellow. This is like a lot of layers that's going on, as you can tell. But it's easier to have some sort of options future wise, so you don't always have to start retoning an image again and again. Now I'm gonna remove this and I'm gonna open up another image in the same vibe, and I'm gonna show you how to apply it. So let's open up an image. So I've just opened up this headshot from the shoot I had with Celine, and I'm gonna close down this document. I no longer need it, so I'm not gonna this is the entire retouch. I'm gonna close that as well, so I don't need it. And then on this image, without anything else open, I just hold down the Alt key. So again, that's important. Hold down the Alt key and drag it on top of the layer, and then it applies the layer styles we had before on top of this image. Now another way to place this is to right click and go to place layers, and it does the same thing, but I like to do it with the Alt shortcut key and just drag it on. So that opens a lot of possibilities. So for instance, I have a lot of possible things I can do to an image now. So for instance, if I go to like another bamboo warm tones, it changes the image up, but I no longer have to search for a certain amount of styles, colors, because this is already something I've built up over the years. So I got some sort of library of images going on. One important thing to remember is to rename, make sure that the top layer has the right name of the effect you want to apply, so you can later on find it again. Now this is synced with the cloud, so that means that when it's synced on any system you open up your Photoshop with your credentials, you can load these settings in. So that also opens up the possibility to edit images on location on another system which has Photoshop installed, but again with your credentials. So a quick tip, but I'm sure this will be helpful for a lot of you out there. So instead of right clicking, going to duplicate group, where is it? Duplicate group. Normally you select the image you want to apply it to. You no longer have to do that, just hold down the Alt key, drag it on, and done. I'm gonna remove the first one. So easy fix, quick fix, but a tip that not a lot of people know. So if you like it, don't forget to give me that thumbs up. It will help me out a lot with the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you got questions, feel free to let me know below. That's it for now, and ciao ciao.